Welcome to Yeshua Kids Garden.
When you guide your children, the Bible said, teach up a child in the way he should go, that when he grows, he will not depart from it. And that are the lackings that we are having. Our parents are lacking in inculcating most of all this society, all the good norms to our children. Because
the time is already. I have already talked about it. I've already talked about it starting from the home. There's no part where I haven't buttressed that point. Time is already up. But I think next time I should have the opportunity to say this by the end of this whole session so that everybody can come to a clear understanding. Thank you.
Okay, so I think with 30 seconds left on the time, so let's move over to the next question. Hello and welcome to Yeshua Kids Garden, and today we are here on YKG contest with two contestants. So we have one existing contestant, which as we've seen in previous debates, her name is, she goes by Miss Victory, but we will still give her the opportunity to introduce herself. And today we have a new contender, and just before we get into the debates and the rules as well, I'm just gonna allow for the contestants to introduce themselves. So let's start with Miss Victory. So you have 3 victories, if I'm not mistaken, so far. You've won 3 times. So we'd just like you to, as you know, it's a protocol here for you to introduce yourself. So you can just give the audience a brief introduction about yourself, please.
All right. So my name is Amechi Michael Victory, and I'm a resident artist, and I'm a nursing student. Thank you. From Rivers State as well.
Okay, thank you very much. So the next goes over to you. So please, can you introduce yourself? This is your first time, and we would like to know who you are and any other detail you can provide the audience, of course.
Yeah, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Prince Oshobamidele. I'm from Ondo State, and I reside in Akure, the state capital. I'm a civil servant. I work with the government here. Thank you.
Okay, so it's pleased to have you here. And of course, I would like to thank also new contestants who haven't been on this program before for your trust and your confidence. Just before we get into the topic per se, I just want to go over some rules. So the first rule is before we started, it's important that you leave your camera on at all times. Also, if a speaker is speaking, be sure to mute yourself. Only unmute yourself when it's your turn to speak or when you wish to speak. Okay? So next rule is the victory rule. So what do you require to be declared the winner? And of course, what do you require to gain the cash prize? So for this program, we have a 10,000 naira cash prize, and of course, for the speed debates, we also have an additional promised support from a partner on the program. So there will be a product. So we could try to collaborate with other businesses to bring in additional gift prizes. So that will be communicated to you later in the group. Okay, so for what do you require to win? You need to have a maximum number of votes in the comment section with your names. Okay, so the names that I will be addressing you by, those are basically the names that will be used for the votes in the comment section when this session is being posted. Also, you need a minimum of 20 votes to get the cash prize, and you have to be the highest. So there are two criteria to get the cash prize. You have to be the highest, and you need a minimum of 20 votes. Okay, I hope that is clear for everyone. So Miss Victory, that this shouldn't be an issue for you. So I think you said your name was Mr. Prince, right?
Yeah, Prince Oshobamdele.
Okay, good. So I would address you as Prince during this session, and of course Victory as well. Okay, so I trust that is clear, and we can now commence with the debate. Is that clear for you?
Yes, sir.
All right, perfect. So thank you so much. So today's debate is titled what is the best path to lasting peace and security in Nigeria? Okay, so what is the best path for lasting peace and security in Nigeria? So typically what we do in this, because you have an opening statement, so this you have 4 minutes allotted to each one of you to make your statement on the subject. Okay, so I typically leave the floor open for anyone to comment. So feel free to let me know if you would like to comment. Otherwise, I would have to select from the both of you. Who would like to start first?
Yeah, I can go first.
Okay, please. Notes, that's another thing. Be careful of your time. You have 4 minutes for the opening statement, okay? And subsequently, you will have a different time for the other section of the debate. So try to respect your time. For each time it goes over the limits, you have a -1. So be mindful of that. Okay, so your time starts now. You have 4 minutes for your opening statement.
Okay, what the major thing that we Nigeria we need now to have a lasting peace, I think the first one is to tackle the issue of unemployment, because when the youth are employed, they will not have time to go into legalism, to go into a lot of vices that are causing unrest. Like if we take the issue of Boko Haram and other things into consideration, what is the genesis of this problem? The genesis of this major problem is the unemployment that is going on in the northern area. The northern youths are really, really not employed. That is why they have a lot of people that they are being deceived to start all the vices that they are going into. Even though the Bible said it's the ants that are not employed that can be easily deceived into all this plotting of evil. So to me, I see that the major problem that have been causing problem of insecurity is unemployment. And secondly, the issue of food security. The issue of food security too is causing a little problem that has been making people just to go into a lot of all these vices of kidnapping, having issues with hooliganism, thuggery. You can see all our political elites, they are using all our youth in the name of winning elections due to the fact that they are not being employed, they're jobless. I cannot just imagine somebody that have to go to work 8 o'clock and come back 4, and now being going into all these ones. He knows he has to be in his place of work, and that is what has been keeping him going, feeding the family. So that kind of person, I don't think anybody coming around to get him deceived, he would like to listen to that kind of person. So, and I think our agriculture sector have been lacking, because that is the massive place that employment can be harnessed. And our government are not really working towards it, because a lot of youth now, they are thinking of going to mechanized farming, doing all this manual work. Manual farming is not welcome again. So, and mechanized farming has to be done with all this tractors and all other things that are capital intensive. So if our government can deem it fit to provide a kind of loan for the youth and people that want to go into it, I think that would be more better. So people can enjoy a soft loan that they can use to buy, or they can do a kind of community engagement that they can come together to form a cooperative and form some social society that they can annex a loan to buy tractor and to buy other things. I think with this, unemployment can be easily tackled. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much for respecting the time, and thank you for such an awesome opening statement. So I'm just going to stop your timer. The same question or opportunity goes to you, Miss Victory. So just take the topic again, just for clarity. What is the best path to lasting peace and security in Nigeria? Okay, so as Mr. Prince, you have 4 minutes to make your opening statement, and your time starts now.
All right. Good day to everyone watching. Talking about lasting peace and security in Nigeria is not just about the absence of war or violence. It's about building a society where every individual, every citizen feels safe, economically empowered, and included regardless of their tribe, their religion, or political affiliation. Today, Nigeria stands as a crossroads because from Boko Haram's terrorism in the northeast to the farmer-herder clashes we've always had in the Middle Belt, every of these fascinations of insecurity is tearing at the nation's fabric. Nigerian security tracker estimates over 63,000 deaths linked to insecurity since 2011, showing that this is not a passing crisis, it is systemic. However, peace is possible if we recognize the root causes of this insecurity. Now, we look at poverty, we look at youth unemployment, we look at corruption, we look at weak governance and deep ethnic and religious division. These issues cannot be solved by guns alone, sending out the military to capture all of the people that are, creating all these problems. Because you capture them, what happens to the rest of other people that are not being fed well, the rest of other people that are not having unemployment? This cycle repeats again. And we are seeing these things happening over and over again. History repeats itself because the major root causes of these issues are not handled. So for these issues to be handled, they require inclusive governance, community-driven security, and investment in education and jobs, regional as well as international cooperation. So let us remember that lasting peace and security for Nigeria means not just silencing the guns and the people that are having these evil machinations around, but silencing the hunger, silencing the corruption, silencing the divisions that fuel violence in the first place, and then cause all of these machinations to happen. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for respecting the time. And of course, we are done with this section of the opening statements. And as usual, we'll be transitioning into the moderator questions, okay? And for this section, I will be the one passing the baton, okay? So, yeah. All right, so we're moving on to the moderators section. And the first question I have for this section is, how do you define lasting peace and security in the Nigerian context? Okay, so for this question, you would have a reduced time of 2 minutes to respond. And I would like to start with you, Miss Victory. So your time starts now.
Okay, like I said before, lasting peace in Nigeria is not just about the absence of war. If I'm to define lasting peace and security in Nigeria, it means that children can go to school without being afraid of getting kidnapped. Farmers can reach the markets, reach their farms without getting killed or kidnapped. Citizens can actually trust the police and judiciary to protect them. True peace is supposed to combine safety, justice, and livelihood. Anything short of that is just a pause in violence. So if I'm to define lasting peace and security in Nigeria, it is the safety of everyone. Everybody's heart is not jumping that something might happen to them the next second they step their foot outside of the house. Thank you.
Hey, look, these days, where economy just they fail. Come with Sapa way, no fit explain. You get brand where they sell, we go pay. We go pay, go pay, go hey, pay. Look, info, Leon Finfo, follow me, go, may we get money. Make you call your amigos, free membership, sign up quick, and no they carry body. If you buy, if you sell for this website, no commission, no cost for this website. But cool sellers, we go give you good price. And if you know like I'm go the next guy. Hey, no middleman, we go try take your money to do your thing on a solo. If you find anything, if you sharply buy for any location, where you there, so my manana, distress sales. My manana, distress sales. Distress sales.net. Distress sales.net. Distress sales.net. Distress sales.net.
Everybody just they dance, they smile for here, man. Like say things they share for this website. Let me go check out this website, man.
Hello, I'm Ifoma Edidion from the Unique Trendy Speech, and I teach something that can make you sound smarter, clearer, or maybe even cooler. It's called diction. Now, before you roll your eyes, diction is not about faking an accent, rolling your tongue, speaking through your nose like, I want to talk to my piano. No, it's simply learning to pronounce words correctly so people can actually get what you're saying without you having to keep repeating yourself. Now, here's the fun part. Have you ever heard someone say preparation instead of preparation, or competitor instead of competitor? Don't lie, you may be guilty of that. But here's the thing, in a debate, a talk show, or even a casual conversation, the way you say your words can either make your points powerful or make it disappear. And I want your words to stick. That's why I'm teaming up with Yasha Kids Garden to bring you quick, exciting diction sessions right here. We will learn, laugh, and before you know it, you will be speaking like the confident leader you're meant to be. So get ready, because your voice is already powerful, and with great diction, oh, it's going to be unstoppable. I am Ifome Didion from the Unique Trendy Speech, and I can't wait to meet you. See you soon.
All right, thank you very much. You have 1 extra minute. Would you like to use that up, or it's okay?
It's okay, but I can still talk about some other things as well. I've made some research and I've found that there are a lot of machinations happening around in Nigeria, and especially the UNICEF. They have outlined essential safety conditions for school, signaling the government's recognition that educational environments are central to society stability. So there are still some organizations in Nigeria that actually understand the true meaning or the true definition of lasting peace and security in Nigeria. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. So over to you, Mr. Prince. Would you like me to take the question again, or are you okay? Mr. Prince, we can hear you. Would you like us to take the question again?
Yes, I would like you to take the question again.
Okay, so the question is, how do you define lasting peace and security in the Nigerian context? How do you define lasting peace and security in the Nigerian context? And for this question, you have 2 minutes, and your time starts now.
Yeah, the definition of lasting peace in Nigeria context is, I would say it's an atmosphere in which every citizen of Nigeria, irrespective of the tribe and religion, can associate, can have freedom to buy, freedom to education. Our youths can have freedom to education at a reduced cost. And all our fathers and mothers can associate with individual without any prejudice, without being stereotyped. And how can this be achieved? I think we have a lot of the issue. Let me just digress with the issue of the eastern part that we are having this unrest about the Biafran. They feel they are being marginalized, and that is why we are having unrest in the east. Because when we look at the system in which the presidential aspirants are being selected, they feel they are marginalized. During the time of the Ojukus saw that they are being marginalized. That's why the civil war came to be. And now that things they have been agitating for power, I think if they have to look inward and to see to their agitation, I think there can be a lasting peace in the eastern part. And to other sector too, like the northerns, I think the northerners, this thing came into power because they feel they are marginalized during the Buhari era. And when they were given power, and I think they're supposed to be a kind of sorry, my time is up. Thank you.
All right, so you have a -1 there, Mr. Prince, for not respecting the time. Okay, so that's the first question. We're going to be moving over to the next question, and I will be starting with you, Mr. Prince, okay? So, as usual, you have 2 minutes. Be mindful of the time. Okay, so the question is, what do you see as the most pressing threat to peace in Nigeria today? Terrorism, communal conflicts, political instability, poverty, or something else? Your time starts now.
Yeah, what I see as the communal threats, number one is terrorism. Number two, we have communal clash. Thus, we have the areas that are not allowing the people, the farmers to go to their farm. That has been bringing a kind of shortfalls in our agri sectors, because now we can see the price of agri commodities are being skyrocketed due to the fact we have the Benue people. Benue people is the food basket of the nation, and these people have been deprived of them going to farm, that they have to pay for them, pay a large sum, huge sum to the X-Men before they can have access to their farmland. And there are a lot of threats that have been going on in all the parts of the country. Because even in my state, in other states, the area that we have a lot of farmlands and a lot of things going on, the X-Men are giving them a lot of threats there. So I think the major thing is the terrorism and the X-Men clashes have been giving us a lot of threats. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you for respecting the time. So, Miss Victory, the same question goes over to you. What do you see as the most pressing threat to peace in Nigeria today? Is it terrorism, communal conflicts, political instability, poverty, or something else? So you have 2 minutes to respond to that question.
All right. So Nigeria faces terrorism, communal clashes, political instability, poverty, and the rest of other. Most pressing is the convergence of terrorism and banditry, if I'm to be asked. Because if we're looking back at what has happened over the years, 614,937 Nigerians were reportedly killed and 2.2 million abducted, with average ransom payouts of at least 2.7 million per incident. From July 2022 to June 2023, there were like at least 3,620 abductions and 582 kidnapping cases. And let's not even forget, there was a kidnapping incident in 2024 where nearly 300 students were abducted from a school in Kuriga, Kaduna State. Over 100 of them were at least 12 years or even younger. Overall, we are going to see that the major issue is kidnapping and banditry, because so far as people are being kidnapped and forced into different kind of situations, and people are getting killed, there is no way that things can be solved, whether it be poverty, whether it be, communal clashes. If the people start dying, there's nobody to clash against any other person. So the major issue, the pressing issue, is terrorism. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you for respecting the time. Okay. All right, so next question I would like to begin with you, Miss Victory. So to what extent are Nigeria's peace and security challenges rooted in poverty, unemployment, and inequality? Okay, so you have 2 minutes to begin. Your time starts now.
Sorry, can you repeat the question again?
Okay, so let me just stop your timer real quick. Okay, so the question is, to what extent are Nigeria's peace and security challenges rooted in poverty, unemployment, and inequality? Okay, so you have 2 minutes.
All right. So we're going to look at how this security that has been breached is rooted in poverty, unemployment, and inequality. In 2024, when food inflation hit nearly 40%, it pushed millions of Nigerians into desperation. The hunger, the joblessness, and hopelessness, and the fuel insurgencies. Criminals, they use this medium to recruit people. A starving youth is easy prey for extremism. So you not tell me that someone that is hungry and now sees a chance to get a means of eating will not go for it. Whether it's a bad way of getting food or not, they will surely go, because it is a form of them to survive. So economic deprivation marked by extreme poverty, hunger, and joblessness, it creates fertile ground for recruitment by criminal groups. Thank you.
All right, so thank you very much. Same question goes over to you, Mr. Prince. Would you like me to take the question again?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the question is, to what extent are Nigeria's peace and security challenges rooted in poverty, unemployment, and inequality? So you have 2 minutes.
To my own knowledge, I can say close to 70%. And with the facts and figures that I have,
I'll have to stop you. Just start again, because there was a little bit of distortion when you started speaking. So I'll just give you an opportunity to start again, okay? So we can hear what you said. All right, so go ahead.
All right, I would say poverty, unemployment, and insecurity have eaten a lot in our own economy and in the system of Nigeria at large, to like 70%. Because if you have to go back to 2010, when we still have a lot to deal with, that Nigeria is still under, I would say, our economy is still very, very fair, that people can still enjoy 3 square meal. I think during that time, things are still more better. But when the issue of insecurity and unemployment are on, that we have graduates that have been rolled out by our institutions, that they are high unemployed, most of them are now going to the vices of different things. The issue of Boko Haram, the issue of banditry, are not really eated to the root of Nigeria. And I think the issue that we need to tackle head on is the issue of unemployment. If the issue of unemployment is being tackled, I think the issue of insecurity will be minimized, because they say the hand that is idle is the devil's workshop. If the issue of unemployment has been tackled severely, and the issue of political indifferences too is really eating at too, because a lot of people are feeling they are being marginalized, especially the eastern part and the northern part. So they are using this to recruit people, to recruit the youth into all these things that are being causing problems, causing crisis in the north and in the east. And I think our government needs to look into this and tackle the issue of unemployment majorly. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, so now moving on to the next question. And this question goes over to you, Mr. Prince. How do ethnic and religious divisions contribute to insecurity, and what strategies could bridge these divides? Okay, I'll take the question again. How do ethnic and religious divisions contribute to insecurity, and what strategies could bridge these divides? Okay, so you have 2 minutes.
Yeah, our ethnicity and religious have really contributed a lot in these vices that have been going on, because the ethnicity aspect of the northern area, they have been using it to recruit more people into banditry and into terrorism. And they use religion to capture their minds by telling them that if they die in the cause, that they have some virgins that is waiting for them. And this issue is the issue of, I would say, lack of education. If those northern areas are being educated properly, the major problem we're having presently in Nigeria is the issue of education in the northern area, because we in the south, we are more enlightened, we are more educated to know that these things that they are telling us is wrong, because education widens knowledge, education brings a lot of sanity, a lot of things for you to know. Even as a youth, if you are not educated, there are a lot of things that you will be lacking in the aspect of in all the sectors of your being as a human being. So those are the things that have been lacking in the north, that is causing ethnicity and religion bigot, that they are using all the Hellites there. They are using them to recruit them into banditry. And I think to tackle this, our government needs to look holistically in how they can educate the northerners, the youth growing up there, the children, how they can take them to school. So I think with that, we will have a free and good environment that has been void of crisis. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me stop your timer real quick. Okay, so Miss Victory, can you kindly turn on your camera? The next question goes over to you. Miss Victory, you there? Okay, Miss Victory, can you hear me?
Oh yes, I can hear you. I had slight network issue.
Okay, I thought as much. Okay, so let's get straight to it. Mr. Prince is done with his response. So the same question goes over to you. Okay, and the question is, how do ethnic and religious divisions contribute to insecurity, and what strategies could bridge these divides? Okay, so you have 2 minutes to respond.
Okay, so ethnic and religious divisions, they contribute to the insecurity and the lack of peace that we face today in Nigeria. They are not the major causes, but they are weapons that can escalate the matter. Let's take the farmer and header clashes, for example. Politicians, they usually frame these clashes between the farmer and the header as ethnic or religious. But if we look at it carefully, you realize that this struggle or these clashes is all about land, water, and grazing rights, all resources that both farmer and header are supposed to have equal rights and equal resources to aid them in whatever they do to facilitate their farming or their herding. So the real solution is implementing several things that can reduce this level of insecurity, this level of clashes because if we do not reduce it, it will only add fuel to the fire. We can implement national livestock transformation plan. For those that I'm aware of, that Nigeria has implemented, it's called I think the one that Nigeria implemented is called the National Livestock Transformation Plan. But I'm not sure as to how that plan is going on now. But I'm sure that if there are other things that can be put in place, these clashes would reduce. And then we can now focus on the major parts that are giving us issues, such as the terrorism and the banditry. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. So we have come to the end of this section. Mr. Prince, so we have particularly speaking to both of you, but Miss Victor already has some experience having contested 3 times. So the next section we're going to be transitioning into is, we call it an argument style debate. Okay, contrary to this moderator section where I have to call you or decide who speaks next. Okay, we're going to be given, or you are going to be given about 15 minutes. Okay, and that time you would use to go back and forth on questions that will be asked. Okay, so you're going to also be given 5 minutes to disconnect. Okay, and with that 5 minutes, you would have to take the time to prepare for the remainder of the moderator questions. Okay, which will be selected at random during this section. So during the argument style debate section, I'm going to be selecting any of these questions at random, the remainder of the moderator questions at random, and pose those questions to you for you to respond. And as usual, as we started at the start, you would have the opportunity to respond first. Any one of you can go first, okay? But if I see any of you are reluctant, then I would have to select. But typically, I would prefer that you guys man up in quotes and start the debate. Okay, so I want to comment just quickly. Typically, we have people that tend to allow their opponents to speak more. I would advise that you ensure that you interject when you feel is ideal. This whole section is focused on an argument style, in the sense that if you feel that there is a point made by your opponent that you don't agree with, if there's a point you want to elaborate on, or you feel your opponent in the midst of his defense, okay, he seems to be missing out a point that you feel you can throw more light to, feel free to interject when you deem fit. Okay, don't make the mistake of allowing your opponent to speak for an extended period of time, because that might impact you during the voting when it's time to vote. Okay, so I hope it is clear. It's a back and forth. Okay, do not feel shy to interject your opponent. Okay, all right, so I hope it's clear. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes to disconnect. Okay, you disconnect and study the remainder of the questions. Okay, prepare yourselves, and please, immediately 5 minutes hits, please try to reconnect. Okay, so you have a break of 5 minutes and you have to reconnect using the same link. Okay, I hope it's clear for the both of you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we're going to take the time to allow for our sponsor to place an advert, and of course other advertisers we have on the program, including that of those who will be supporting the program with gift items. Okay, so thank you so much, and we would see you in the next 5 minutes. Okay, thank you.
Hey, look, these days, where economy just they fail. Come with Sapa way, no fit explain. You get brand where they sell, we go pay. We go pay, go pay, go hey, pay. Look, info, Leon Finfo, follow me, go, may we get money. Make you call your amigos, free membership, sign up quick, and no they carry body. If you buy, if you sell for this website, no commission, no cost for this website. But cool sellers, we go give you good price. And if you know like, I'm gonna next guy. Hey, no middleman, we go try take your money, to do your thing on a solo. If you find anything, if you sharply buy for any location, where you there, so my manana. Distress sales. My manana. Distress sales. Distress sales.net. Distress sales.net. Distress sales.net. Distress sales.net.
Everybody just they dance just dey smile for here, man. Be like say things dey shele for this website. Make we go check out this website, man.
Here are some of our products. That's granite oil, 5 liters, 3 liters, 1 liter. We have spices here. This is tamarind sauce. Some of them are spices. This is that's curry spice also in 300 mls. These are candles from beeswax, organic, also from honey farm. And we have honey from our apiary. This is tamarind paste. And the one I showed you earlier, that's tamarind sauce. And then we have teas, cost hospitability tea, grass tea, cane tea, all sorts of teas. We have banana tea, which is not here, banana tea. We have senami, we have tenna tea, and this is our fragrance oil from plants also. This is fragrance oil as a car diffuser in spray form, in dropper bottle form for humidifiers. This is myrrh, frankincense, and the wood of frankincense. These are raisins and all from the Dreamscape Garden. Organic. We produce flour also and so many other things. And here are an area of our products.
Hello, I'm Ifeoma Edidion from the Unique Trendy Speech, and I teach something that can make you sound smarter, clearer, or maybe even cooler. It's called diction. Now, before you roll your eyes, diction is not about faking an accent, rolling your tongue, speaking through your nose like, I want to talk to my piano. No, it's simply learning to pronounce words correctly so people can actually get what you're saying without you having to keep repeating yourself. Now, here's the fun part. Have you ever heard someone say preparation instead of preparation, or competitor instead of competitor? Don't lie, you may be guilty of that. But here's the thing. In a debate, a talk show, or even a casual conversation, the way you say your words can either make your points powerful or make it disappear. And I want your words to stick. That's why I'm teaming up with Yasha Kids Garden to bring you quick, exciting diction sessions right here. We will learn, laugh, and before you know it, you will be speaking like the confident leader you're meant to be. So get ready, because your voice is already powerful, and with great diction, oh, it's going to be unstoppable. I'm Ifeoma Edidion from the Unique Trendy Speech, and I can't wait to meet you. See you soon.
Welcome to UG's Fashion Hub, the home of female wares and accessories. Try the new elegance. You'll love it, ladies, I guarantee. Oh, Clarice, what seems to be the matter again? Oh, I know. You've seen the reviews and you wonder where you can find UG's Fashion Hub and how you can get across to her directly. Oh, come on now, Clarice. I know you're fed up with your old, expensive but ugly clothes, and you dream of being a princess one day, arrayed in beautiful, affordable wares, just like your friends. But your mean friends don't want to show you how to get your very own delivery, just like her.
My UG's Fashion Hub, baby. Thank you so much. See our boo-boo. I don't know why you have not come to buy your own. No. Limited stock. Limited stock. Yeah. She bought 3 only. Our Odogu wine. See, my customers are Odogu. Yes. 3 at once. It's not easy. The next person should better come and buy 5. They are not used to deal with small girls. It's just Odogu.
See how happy she was? Having some of these and more delivered to her in a professional and timely fashion, irrespective of her location. Now here's your chance.
You make sure that the money given to that person is closely monitored.
The issue of corruption is deeply enmeshed or entrenched into the activities of our legislators. There's no doubt about this.
What you can, what your capacity can bring to the system. We're talking about development here. If you have all it takes.
So the ages between 13 and 40 seems to be the reasonable ages when people still think about, oh, you know what, I can japa and, still make something out of life.
They're not particularly responsible for those children. So it has made a lot of men, a lot of women also. Because you see that prostitution has increased. You see that, runs girls, they call it, And when I'm buying the dog for security purpose, I didn't buy the dog to come and, bite my family or attack my family. That is where training comes in. That is where you need to socialize your dog with your family.
Because no matter how the farmers are complaining about the conflict, if there are no farmers anymore enthusiastic enough to put their investment in the land.
Join us as we take the first step to true change by discussing the important issues plaguing the nation. We are giving well-meaning Nigerians a voice through our platform, rich or poor. And of course, while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe. Hi there, my name is Yasharala, and of course I'll be your host for this new event titled YKG Debates. And of course this program is brought to you by YKG Contest, and we would certainly not be here without our sponsor, DistressSales.net. As the name implies, be sure to visit your website, and of course, on that platform you can buy or sell distress sale items. Let's get back to the debate. Alright, now, for the debates, the emerging winners have been ranked according to placement. So we have first, second, and third. If you come in third place, you'll be entitled to a cash prize of 35,000 naira. And of course, in second place, you'll be entitled to a cash prize of 50,000 naira. And in first place, the grandest total of all, the biggest whooping sum of all is 100,000 naira in cash prize, okay? So if you feel you have the weights for it and you feel you're passionate about debates, be sure to swipe through for more details.
Something new in town is about to change your baking and pastry experience. Introducing Veggie Bread and Cakes. On our menu we have standard loaf, jumbo loaf, sardine bread, fruity bread, coconut, and so much more. Our cakes are super yummy and good value for money. Our ice cream and popcorn, all prepared in our hygienic location, are also the best in town. Our products are NAFDAC certified and they are prepared with love and are also tailored to suit your needs. For your weddings, birthdays, and other celebrations, Veggie Bread and Cakes is your one-stop outlet to take care of your pastry and dessert needs. Feel free to pre-order or walk into our bakery for pickup. We are located at number 244 Iju Waterworks Road by Balogun Bus Stop, Iju, Lagos. You can call any of our numbers 0806 400 2323. Veggie Bread and Cakes, your preferred pastry vendor.
All right, welcome back and thank you for your time. Please, so we're going to start right away with the debate style, I would say the argument style debate. And for this section, as I explained to you earlier, you are going to be having 15 minutes, okay? And within that 15 minutes, you would have to interject where you feel the need to. So a question will be selected at random, and as I explained earlier, you can feel free to interject your opponent at any time. So for this section, you have 15 minutes, okay? And I'm going to select questions from the moderator questions at random. Okay, so the first question is, what is the role of education and civic engagement in preventing radicalization and extremism? So the time starts. Anyone can commence.
Yeah, the role of education in radicalism takes a milestone, because education is the bedrock of every society. Any society that is not educated, we always fail. Because when you take away education in the society, what you have is, will will I say, like a country heading for a smash on the rock. Because when you take away education from economy, from politics, from agriculture, I think the country is going for a doom. And the role of education takes a long way. Technology aspect, in the technological aspect, even though in the agricultural aspect, we can see education has taken a driven aspect where the population explosion is really massive now. And there is no way we can cater for people to feed well without having the modern technology. The modern technology takes in the aspect of livestock, and the aspect of the cropping, how I don't know how I'm going to put it. Because most of our livestock, their productions in Nigeria is too low, and our population is going too high. That we have, most of all the livestock that we have now cannot even cater for all the eateries that are in Nigeria presently, let alone of people that want to buy in the market. And that has caused the prices of goods and services to go higher. So I think education is really, really more essential. And it's not only education alone, technology has to come in place too. And that is the driven part of it. Education brings technology, because when you are not educated, there's no how technology can be in place. And when I look into the curriculum of our university nowadays, we are still in the age of the far back ages of that technology has not even taken the root course in our university. They are still being taught the archaic way of using technology. Because most of our universities, when you go there, you see all the things, all the modern things. The old school cars are still what they are being showcased. And all these things are really, really affecting our educational system. The educational system in Nigeria needs to be overhauled. When you go to the Western world, the likes of US, the likes of Germany and Japan and all other stuff, they have really, really gone ahead of us. And these are things that our government needs to look into. The issue
I beg to differ that the Nigerian universities, or presently Nigerian universities, have not attained the specific level of intelligence and technology we need to push the country forward. Now, if you're looking at the statistics from before and now, it's definitely not the same thing. When we are talking about the role of education, we are not diving into how much a cattle in the market should be costing. We're looking at the role of education and civic engagements in preventing radicalization. You should understand that civic participation and educational stability, they are critical risk reducers for insecurity in the nation. It is safe and inclusive school environments prevents the youth from being drawn into all vices that are very bad for the nation. Now, if I'm going to be looking at reports that showed widespread gaps in school safety infrastructures, we're going to see that a very large amount of students in schools, or probably students that have been admitted into universities, admitted into secondary schools, almost about to finish, most of them go down the wrong path. Why? Because it is not inculcated in them right from school, or the system is already corrupted right from the time. But if we're looking at the production of technologies and, our country, I'm going to tell you that our country is striving this period. Our country is trying. If I'm going to, I have to mention the different universities that I know that are doing well. One of the best universities, Adventist universities in Nigeria, is Babcock universities. Our students are going far and wide. There are also other students from outside of Nigeria that come to Babcock universities. Students from all those countries that you mentioned that are doing well. Every country has their own issues. Every country has their own, has their own security issues and all of the other things that are affecting them. But one thing that we should always never forget is that despite the issues that we have in our country, there are several things we can do to make sure that these issues are going to be solved. So if we are not doing those things to cut down those issues are not going to be solved. You cannot look at the problem and be dream that the problem will be solved. You have to do something so that the problem can be solved. So if we are looking at the role of education in stopping insecurity issues, in preventing radicalization, it's because, the role of education works in several ways to enlighten the youth about their responsibilities right from the time they're in school. They should know what is right to do and what is wrong to do. Once they are aware of all of this, we are now very sure that we have shown them the right path to follow. So if they do not follow the right path, we have done our parts in telling them what they should do. So if they now go down the wrong path, we know the necessary things to do to put them in place. It's not when we go to schools and then we realize that we are not implementing it in our curriculum. We're not telling these youths that, see, everything that you're doing here in school should not just be the end at school. Also, when you go out of school, to know that you're going to be working on your own, you're going to be trying to look for a means of living for yourself. So you have to work for whatever you're going to get. You have to be very careful. Whatever decision you make, just make sure that it is not affecting anybody around, because it starts from within the family. You affect the family. Before you know, you start having communal clashes, and before you know, it's ethnical, and before you know, it's religious, and before you know, it's the whole country. So it starts from one particular place. Thank you.
Yeah, if I have to go into the aspect of education and in the aspect of what's the second? Can you just come in?
Okay, can we take the question again? Just what is the role of education and civic engagement in preventing radicalization and extremism? So that's the question.
Yes, the civic education in preventing radicalization. The radicalism, yes. I think the civic one has to start from the home, because every product of a child has to start from the home. We need to, like in Nigeria now, we can see our parents have lost their parental act, the parental act in raising children. And I don't know whether I'll put it to poverty, because when a child is not being well taken care of, and the child have to let loose for him to go and fend for himself from the society, he has to adopt some norms from the society, either the bad one or the good one. Because when the parents are failed in the duty of raising their children, it's going to affect the country at large. I have to take the instances of my own self when I was growing up in the 80s. In the 80s, when we are growing up, when you are called a thief, it's a kind of shame that has to come on you. That in the society, when you are called a thief, is a kind of big name that you have to hide your face. But today in the society nowadays, we can see all our boys in the name of internet fraudsters, Yahoo and everything. They go on showcasing themselves. They're proud of what they're doing, extorting people, doing a lot of vices that are very, very detrimental to the names of the country. Our Nigerian names have all been staying abroad, because when you just come back, when you're having an interaction with anybody outside Nigeria, if you just call the name Nigeria, what they want to tag us to be is to be like a thief. And this have been a kind of setback that have really, really degenerated in our own country. And I see the issue of education too have really affected us too. It's a combined thing that I've really, really dealt with, that I've really, really eaten like a cankerworm to our economy, to our political elite, to every sector of Nigeria presently now. And I think the government needs to stand up to see to it presently now. Thank you.
I would also like to say something to combat what you said. There are millions of Nigerians that are geniuses, There is no country you will go to in the world and you will not find a Nigerian. One thing I've learned about life is you speak positivity into your life, as well as you talk about the facts that are not going too well in your life. You also speak positivity into your life. So if we're going to talk about Nigeria, let's not view Nigerian as this, decayed nation that is just due for rubbish. We just have to toss Nigeria into the bin and then that's it. We need to start from somewhere to fix the country. Yes, there are issues, but the country is also doing well as in different sectors. Now let's look at the part of education. And I'm going to say this again. There are different Nigerians that are doing well in different countries and are geniuses, and they are making our country proud. So the only thing we're going to say is that these geniuses, they are few. We don't have a lot of them. There are some geniuses also in rural areas that you don't know about. They don't have the right to education. They don't have anything going on for them. That is the reason why we have to start from these places to get these people that do not have the opportunity to go to school and expand those abilities that they are already born with. If we start from there, then we realize that security is going to improve. Because if you don't start from there, those children that you're seeing that are geniuses, probably in the nearby future, they are going to join different gangs and then they'll start terrorizing the whole of Nigeria. And then we look at them and say, oh, those bad boys. But you've forgotten that those bad boys were once little children that did not have the opportunity to go to school. They did not have the opportunity to have the different amenities that the people in the high class do. Thank you.
You need to get me right. I'm not being pessimistic about the growing up youth in Nigeria. What I'm really driving out is that we need to look holistically in the problem that we are addressing here. The major problem we are addressing here is the growing up of our youth. We're talking about the societal vices, and anything that has to that we have to talk about the youth has to start with the home. The parents, what is the parental guideline that are being set down? Most of our parents now, they've lost their parental norms, because waking up in the morning, at least, because when I was growing up with my own mom and dad, I think when we wake up, we have to wake up with our own religion, whether you are Christian or Muslims, you have to pray. And I don't think these are things that are lacking in most of our home nowadays. Education starts from home. We have people that are being educated even in their home. Poverty can be fine. Our leaders are using poverty as a driving force to bastardize the future of the youth. But we have to take the bull by the horn by our own self. And this has to start from our own home. And where do we have to start from? When you guide your children, the Bible said, teach up a child in the way it should go, that when it grows, it will not depart from it. And that are the lackings that we are having. Our parents are lacking in concatenating most of all this society, all the good norms to our children. Because
the time is already. I have already talked about it. I've already talked about it starting from the home. There is no part where I haven't buttressed that point. Time is already up. But I think next time I should have the opportunity to say this by the end of this whole session so that everybody can come to a clear understanding. Thank you.
Okay, so I think with 30 seconds left on the time, so let's move over to the next question. Thank you so much. That was quite interesting. I'm here being entertained and I'm talking less. All right, so the next question is, what reforms? So as before, you would have 15 minutes to go back and forth, okay? So the question I'll continue is, what reforms in policing, the judiciary, and governance are most critical to creating trust with citizens? Okay? Did you catch that?
Yeah, the reform that needs to be made for the citizen to trust the policing in the country, right?
Okay, so let me take the question for clarity again. So what reforms in policing, the judiciary, and governance are most critical to creating trust with citizens? Okay, so you have 15 minutes to respond.
All right, let me start on this. For the question, what reforms in policing?
Okay, so
Can you hear?
yes, I presume you had some issues with your network. So you were about speaking, so I'll just start the timer. You can go ahead.
Okay. So to the question that was being asked, the trust between citizens and the government in Nigeria is very weak. The trust between citizens and government is very weak in Nigeria. Many Nigerians, they feel the police, judiciary, and the politicians serve themselves rather than the people. So for us to build lasting peace and security, there have to be some reforms that should focus on accountability, fairness, and service delivery. One of the policing reforms is community policing. Instead of a one-size-fits-all centralized police system, security should be localized. For example, state policing or stronger community-based security should in the north or in the southeast should have shown success against crime and terrorism. So if you're going to be sending this police to a particular state or a particular region, it shouldn't be centered on only those that have the capacity or only those that are being seen as the only people that should be having this sort of security around them. Let it go deeper into the community, deeper into these places that actually need the security. Now, the next one is police accountability. Nigerians widely distrust the police due to corruption and brutality. Even me, I distrust them a lot because I have seen a lot of things with my eyes on the road. I have seen a lot of things in different places, how the police and whatever they do is against their own people. If you can remember the EndSARS protests in 2020, they exposed a lot of things like unlawful killings, abuse, extortion. A lot of Nigerians died during that period. So establishing independent police complaints commissions and body cameras for officers should help rebuild trust between the police, the Nigerians, and the government, and whatever it is. If we're looking at judicial reforms, now we look at speedy justice. There are many Nigerians that spend years in prison awaiting trial. According to NHRC, Nigeria's National Human Rights Commission, about 70% of inmates are awaiting trial till today. This delays justice and creates resentment. Fast-track courts for terrorism, corruption, and violent crime would reduce this gap. There are a lot of people being sent to prison for things that they did not do. Sometimes when they are trying to stand for the truth, they are being pushed and shut up by those in power. And this is not right. If all of these things are being curtailed, then I'm sure that trust will surely spring up between the government and the people. Curbing corruption. Corruption is one thing that is destroying Nigeria. It is cutting Nigerians' roots till we no longer know that there's a country called Nigeria. Court judgments are often influenced by bribery or political pressure. You see, you go to the court, and instead of the court ruling in favor for justice, they are being ruling in favor because they've been bribed, because they've been given, allocations that if you do it this way, then we'll support you in the nearby future. Judicial officers need to pay better, strict oversight and digitalized case management system to ensure fairness and transparency. Now, if we're now looking at governance reforms, anti-corruption measures, Transparency International ranks Nigeria 145 out of 180 countries in corruption perception. That's as 2023. So you are seeing that among all the 180 countries that they are saying that corruption is happening, we are around 145. That is to say that we have a very high amount of corruption in our country. Without tackling corruption, citizens will not trust the leaders. Stronger whistleblower protection laws and digital tracking of government spending can help to curtail all of these issues that we're having in Nigeria. So lasting peace depends not just on the guns and the soldiers, but on trust. If Nigerians see that the police will not harass them, that the courts will protect them, and the government leaders are accountable, then people will be more willing to cooperate in building security. Without these reforms, insecurity will continue because citizens will not trust the very that are meant to protect them. Thank you.
If I have to come in, if we'll talk about the reforms in policing, I think the major problem we are having in Nigeria presently is ethnicity in the policing aspect. I think we have more of the northerners dictating in our police affairs, and which have really caused a lot of ethnicity problem, even though in the judiciary, even though in most of the sectors in Nigeria, because when there is an arrest that has been made, whether it's the X-Men or any crisis related with the headers, before you know it, they will tell you that the person has been released. And when you ask, they will tell you that it's the power that comes from the head. And which I think this has to stop. If trust has to be made, every hand that commit the crime must be put to justice. So when this is done, I think Nigeria can be in a better place. Because when there is injustice in the land, there's no how things can strive. Injustices always come from when there is a crime that is being committed and that person is not put to book. So any other person will feel that it too can commit that same crime. Most of all the kidnappings and banditry that have been done in this Nigeria, all the cases have always been put on hold. And most of those cases are always not being dealt with severely by the judiciary. Most of the judiciaries too have their own lapses. I will not say that we have 0% of corruption in the judiciary, because we still have some fair judgments that are still being passed. So I think when we talk about the government too, the government have a lot of role to play. We have a lot of corruption going to the government, because nowadays we have a lot of money that are being voted for things to be done through our state governments. And most of the state governments, they are not being put on check. Most of all these monies are just being rolled out by the president. And there is all the people that are supposed to monitor the spending of this money are being bought by the government. You can see the autonomy that have been given to the local government. Presently, that autonomy have not come to play. They call them from central bank to put down their accounts for them to be held accountable of what they're doing. But the state government have given us strict rules for them not to put down their accounts. So most of all these things have put a distrust to the citizens of Nigeria, and especially the policing. We have to put up a local policing. Local policing has to cut across all the locality in every area. Me as a person, I know everybody that is residing in my area. If there is any crime that has been perpetrated, easily I can fish out the person. Where I'm staying, I know all the bad guys that are there. Easily I can walk up to them, I can interact with them, I can sit down with them and get all my facts. All the intels can be done through the local policing. We have to decentralize the policing system of Nigeria, because the federal system of policing is not right again. When you are bringing an outside man,
I'd like to say something. Said ethnicity is the major problem when it comes to policing reforms. Now, I don't understand that the real problem in policing can point to ethnicity, because Nigeria has a federal police system that is controlled from Abuja. The officers, they are often posted outside their states of origin. So this creates distrust between communities, because they feel like these outsiders cannot understand their culture or their local security needs. Even the NSAS protests, many communities said that the police favored one ethnic group over another ethnic group. That created suspicion among different people. Even recruitment is influenced by, and even these farmer header clashes between this Benue, Plateau, Kaduna communities, they accuse the security agencies of taking sides, often along ethnic or religious lines. So there are evidences that ethnicity shapes distrust in policing, but it is not the main problem. It is not the main problem. The major problem, the biggest factor in police misconduct is corruption, not ethnicity. Officers, regardless of tribe. A Yoruba officer will still harass the Yoruba bus driver at the checkpoint because it's about money and power, not just ethnic bias. The major problem is more about centralization, lack of accountability, and poor training than ethnicity. If you are looking at the last voting that carried that made sure Bola Tinubu became our president, President Peter Obi, that was contesting as well as a candidate. Most of the people that voted Bola Ahmed Tinubu, most of them were still coming from his own side, that voted Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a president. Now we are looking at it, everybody was saying that Peter Obi is going to bring Nigerians out of the shackles and out of everything. Those same people that were expecting that were supposed to be on his side were not on his side and voted Bola Ahmed Tinubu instead. So the major thing is corruption. The different elections that have been happening recently, even the ones that I watched on the news today, even the one that is going on in River States, most of them is because of corruption. The problem is about centralization, lack of accountability, corruption. Even in ethnically homogeneous states, insecurity
Like
and police abuse.
It's like you're getting me a little bit wrong. What I just digress in saying the ethnicity. Corruption is part of it too. We cannot rule out corruption. We cannot rule out ethnicity. The corruption aspect, everybody knows corruption has been rooted in, yes. I said ethnicity. Those are, if we have to, we are raising a point here. I talked about ethnicity. You talked about corruption. We have lots. It's not only corruption and ethnicity alone. We have a lot of things too that are affecting policing. We have job racketeering. We have the issue of promotion, because we have some people that are being favored during their promotions, which some of the police officers, the way they have to be promoted to has to be on the street, because they know if they get promotion, their salary will increase. But when they don't get the promotion, where do they have to get the money from? They have to take it to corruption. So in the aspect of policing, we have a lot to talk about there, because the issue of their promotion too comes to play. If you look at civil defense, if you look at all the paramilitaries, their promotion is always take place in every 3 years. And in police department, I don't think those things are in place. So all these things are part of it too. Ethnicity is just another area that we need to tackle presently in Nigeria. The issue of promotion can be dealt with politically within their own system. But the ethnic area is what I'm talking about here. That most of all the crimes that have been perpetrated, especially the northern people that comes to the south, that comes to the east to perpetrate this crime, most of them, if they are being arrested and they speak Hausa, you will see them, they are being released the next day. That is why I'm talking about ethnicity in a kind of way to cushion, better to put a stop to it. If they can, I don't know if the employment can be done, that it has to cut across all the ethnic group, that all the percentage has to be followed. And if everybody is meant to serve in their own state, if you have Yoruba serving in Yoruba, we have Hausa serving in their own state, maybe we can start from there. But I think, I'm not saying whether that is that is 100% solution to the problem of policing. I know corruption is the major aspect, and ethnicity too comes to after corruption, and we have a lot of things that comes in place too. So in the issue of policing, if we can tackle corruption and we can tackle ethnicity, and then we can look at other aspects too. The major two aspects that are really causing problem in policing is ethnicity and corruption. That is what I'm saying. So you can continue your point.
So, while ethnicity does fuel distrust in policing, especially when people feel like outsiders are policing them, the core problem is corruption and centralization. Even if every officer were of the same tribe as the community, without these reforms, abuse and extortion will still continue, irregardless of the tribe, irregardless of the gender, irregardless of, even if you're the highest, the person at the highest level of power in the community. So connections and you do not have the right resources to appease these people who accept bribes and are always, machinating corruption in the system. So long as these people are still there, so long as this corruption still remains, there is nothing that can be done. If reforms are not put in place to also combat this corruption and also combat the pressing issues that we have in the system, then nothing is going to be done about it. Thank you.
All right. So,
in the judicial system.
So you have about 2 minutes and a few seconds. So please go ahead.
I think in the judicial system, what a little bit that can be done, I think sensitization needs to be done to people that are addressing the judicial system. Like the issue of electioneering, most especially people have this kind of distrust in the judiciary because they know when they seek justice to the judiciary, when they think their election has been rigged and they have to channel their grievances to the judicial system, they feel they don't get justice due to the fact of corruption too. I would say it's part of it too, but I would not say it's 100%, because sometimes when you look at the judicial system has to come with facts. If you say you are being robbed, that the election is not free and fair, and you are challenging it going to the judiciary to challenge the system, you need to come with facts. And most of all those facts are always with the INEC. And INEC are not always being fair in producing those facts, because most of our politicians too, they do go to the extent of bribing the electoral bodies so that they will not get those facts. And when you don't have the facts, there is no how you can get justice. So I think in our country called Nigeria nowadays, because the issue of pay that they have to bribe the electorate before they vote too needs to be eradicated. Because the last election, that is what happened in almost all the polling units. They are being bribed to vote. And I think if these are not being stopped, you cannot just go to the judiciary seeking for justice without you having a fact. And most of all these facts, how do you come about that? You have to have all your people, all your machinery in place that have to go capture them, have to have a fact and figure of the figures that you. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for your responses. And of course, we've come to the end of this debate. I want to thank you very kindly for your patience. And of course, we want to take the opportunity to appreciate our sponsor, distresssales.net. And it's thanks to them we're able to make the payments to the victors of the debates. Okay, so just a few reminder. Remember, you need a minimum of 20 votes with your name, and the names are Prince for the Mr. and also Victory for the Miss as well. So please, viewers, if you feel you have a preferred contestant, please feel free to use these names to vote as well. And I remind you, just in case I didn't explain that properly, so you need a minimum of 20 votes in your name, and you must be the highest, okay, for you to get the cash prize. And of course, the gift item that comes with the cash prize from I would say our supporting partners. I would like to put that. Okay, so thank you so much. And of course, we also have, in addition, I think this concerns you mostly, Mr. Prince, we have a ranking system, and the highest rank has a total payout of 500,000. And of course, you can feel free to compete as much as you can. And if you're able to attain that, you would get that money on top of your earnings as well. So thank you so much, and thank you for your trust. And so once the video goes up, you will have a total of 4 days for the votes, okay? For the votes to come in, and then once that time has expired, then we'll now accumulate the total to see who the victor is. Okay, so thank you once again. I don't know if you have any 30 seconds for final notes to the audience, or maybe 15 seconds because we don't have much time.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. He's a player speaking. This is my first time of coming, and I don't think I'm well prepared, and I think I'll give my best in my next try. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Victory. Do you have anything to say to the audience?
Yes.
15 seconds.
I have something to say.
Just 15 seconds. Okay.
So whether it's insecurity or whatever we have, I just want us to know that no matter how deep they are not unsolvable. So everything can be solved at the end of the day with proper plannings and all the rest of them. So thank you everyone for watching, and also thank you the contestant too, even though I waited a long time at the beginning, but that's okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, so thank you so much, and do have a lovely day. So this is YKG Contest from Yeshua Kids Garden. I will be sure to see you again next time with some new contestants and of course a new debate topic. So have a lovely day. Bye-bye.
Yeah, thank you.